Welcome to Intertwined Stitches. Today is Sunday, September 29th, 2013, and I'm Lakshmi, also known as Knitter by Nature.
And I'm Stephanie, also known as XCO Mom. I cannot believe that it's already the 29th.
Yeah, September is almost over and the leaves are starting to change color, but we've been having quite seasonably warm weather as of late, which is nice.
See, I prefer the cold. I'm like, bring on the hand knits, bring on the hoodies. I don't like the hot.
I think it's perfect, like low 70s, mid 70s, and then you can wear a hat in the evening if you wish, or throw on a little shawl. I'm wearing my Piper's Journey today.
It's very pretty.
I knit this last year out of Quince & Company Chickadee, and it was really fun. I think it came out great.
How did you like the Quince & Company?
It was really nice. It's not too scratchy, it's nice and soft, and it seems like it would wear well. And
I keep looking at it. I should order some of that, but it never happens.
it was the recommended yarn for this pattern, so I figured I'd try it.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, I'm glad I did.
How was your week?
It was good. We went to the Nature Family Day at the Nature Center yesterday, and that was lots of fun. What was really cool is they had this kiddie pool that was set up. It was completely full of bubbles, and
the kids all got to make special bubble ones.
Yeah, and they could have spent all day there. They're at least there an hour or so.
Yeah, they really
just in the bubbles.
And then the whole time I was driving home, Carson's like, "Mom, when are we gonna make bubble solution? Mom, when are we gonna make bubble solution?"
So he could try it out his wand.
Yes,
again.
It was pretty cool. They used yarn and they took 2 straws and like cut off the bendy part and then thread the yarn through it, and so they used the straws as a handle and. It was really neat.
Yeah.
I didn't think you could do that with yarn.
And the other kind they used was pipe cleaners on a stick.
On a stick. Mm-hmm. You might hear Owen, their playroom is right outside this room, and Daddy's not here right now to corral the masses, so he's in the playroom playing with the kitties. I hear him saying, meow, 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 kitty.
I hear it too.
So I'm sure you'll hear that. And the other 2 are upstairs playing video games. And Xavier is on his Boy Scout trip. That's where Daddy is right now.
Yeah, did you hear how that went? Did it go okay?
Yeah. I may have mentioned before that he's an extremely picky knitter. Yeah, he's an extremely picky knitter. He's an extremely picky eater. And when it came to dinner time last night, apparently there was a huge fit. He threw a temper tantrum, and the pack leader got involved and made it worse because he's like, well, when we go camping and our overnight trips, you're not allowed to bring your own food because of the bears, so if you don't eat hot dogs, there's nothing you're going to eat. And he got so upset because he does not eat hot dogs. And it was just a big... and he was exhausted. No. He was exhausted because it was like he had been on the go all day, and then they were awake until 11 o'clock last night.
That's pretty late.
Yeah, and then they were up again at 6:30 this morning with the whole bugle call.
I hope he's not cranky today.
Oh, I'm sure he is. He said there was another fit over breakfast, so fun times. Fun times. And I've been puppy sitting for my friend Gloria. Hi, Gloria. Which was an adventure. They have I think she's 3. Roxy is a Rottweiler. She's a big girl. And Buddy is not quite a year old, I think, and he is a pit mix, and he has a lot of energy. Oh my goodness. I'm like, oh buddy, you need to settle it down about 12 clicks. So that was an adventure, and I'm thinking, I'm not going to be owning a dog anytime soon.
Or volunteer to go dog sitting again anytime soon, right?
Well, I actually am dog sitting for them in November, so I've got a nice break before I have to buddy wrestle some more. Because he'd choose if he's not in his kennel, so I have to put him back in his kennel whenever I leave, and which is heartbreaking. He sits there just like, and I'm like, I'm so sorry. But to get him in there in the first place, I think today I fought him for like 10 minutes straight, like, no, you must get in the cage! Anyways.
At least you gave him a break from the cage.
Yes, I did. Nice. I let them run around the yard too. I put him on their leash. He was all excited and knocked down Owen, and Owen was like, Mom! And I kept trying. I'm like holding Buddy back, and trying to pick Owen up, and Buddy kept getting like around me and knocking him down again, and I'm like, Owen, I'm sorry, I'm gonna have to run away with the dog so you can get up on your own. And he was just a mess. I'm like, well, I probably just traumatized my kid from dogs forever now. Mom of the year. So that was that. You have a finished object.
I have a hat that I finished. It is Worm, W-U-R-M, and I knitted out of Elizabeth Lavold Silky Wool in number 96, which is a pretty raspberry color, and it's a nice slouchy hat.
Cute.
And that's what it looks like from the back and the side.
Very nice.
So I'm really happy with it. It's nice and soft too, and because of the silk content, I think it doesn't bother my head as much as like pure wool hats would. So.
No, your ribbing. Oh, is
It's
this
a
one of
turned
those?
hem.
Gotcha. I was like, your ribbing looks so professional. Mine does not look, but it's the turn.
It is ribbing, but
right, but it's
turned.
all
So,
together on itself, so it doesn't stretch as
double
much.
layer.
Nice.
Yeah, I knit the ribbing in size 4s, and the rest of the body of the hat was on size 6s.
Very cute. Huzzah for hats!
And you're working on a hat.
I am.
see.
This is the Starving Artist. I've only got maybe a third of the way done. This is the Starving Artist from Lala Knits, and it is out of Red Heart. I want to say it was called Curly Q. It's really neat because it's got like, it's almost like it's core spun around a piece of elastic.
That must be my favorite Red Heart yarn.
And it's like,
It's so pretty.
boing, boing,
It's
boing, boing. And it kind of looks like hand spun when it's all knit up. And this is what it looks like in the ball. This is a wackadoo ball. I don't think they were all this many different colors, but I really like this one because I'm a little wackadoo. So it's coming along. I really like how it's turning out, and it's really...
And it's striping a little bit.
Yeah, it is. There's like punches of... You can see the stripey. So, and it's reversible because this is what it looks like on the inside. It's a free pattern on Ravelry. Fun. I like it. Hopefully I'll have it done before I come back from vacation. I can wear it home where it'll be chillier here.
Yeah, it will be colder by then, I'm sure.
I am also working on trying to get it done. My color affection. Feels weird having me go first. My color affection, I put them all together last night. I was bored. I am on the third section with the third ball of yarn in there.
How do you think you'll finish this on time for...
I probably won't have it done when I get there, but I should have it done before I leave.
Okay.
Which is fine. It'll be sent home with her.
The colors really work nice together.
I like it. And again, this is Deepwater Stroll, Tranquil palette, and the ball of Pearl Essence ran away. Pearl Essence. And I switched my stitch marker to make it a beachy one. I made a quick little seashell one with a Pearl Essence and a shiny mother of pearl part. Because why not?
Cute,
It's for
yeah.
the beach. And it's nice and light.
Aww.
Speaking of stitch markers, I am currently making up my Halloween batch to send to Stacy over at Mustache Shop. Big Cartel. And I am making ones that are going to be Black Magic and Voodoo Man and Happy Halloween. So, yay, I'm excited about that. I cast on a sweater because I was insane a little bit and thought maybe I could get a bulky weight sweater done before Rhinebeck. That's probably not going to happen at all. But, where's the other? Oh, they're there. I cast on in bulky weight, which took some serious math of the whole gauge, and this is going to be a February lady sweater. So I've got maybe 1.5 inches done of the garter. and one buttonhole. This is my first big buttonhole that like a yarn over wasn't enough. So, woohoo, buttonhole.
Did you do cast off and then cast back on?
It was something different. There on the pattern it gives you a link to a buttonhole tutorial, but it was a little more complicated than just casting off and picking back up. Switching yarn around but there's that. I like it so far. It should be relatively quick, but
it's a nice color too.
Running back quick.
I think it'll look good on you.
Thank you. That is Knit Picks Brava Bulky in the fairy tale colorway. I don't know why it's not on the front like they usually are, but it's fairy tale. Yep. I really like the Knit Picks Brava. It's really nice for, I mean, it's 100% acrylic.
I like it too.
A lot of people are like, acrylic. But it's really squishy, and it really feels nice.
And it washes up really well. I think I have a hat that I made for Zadie out of some of the Brava, and it really washed up nice.
It's really nice.
Doesn't pill or anything.
I made a monster out of it when they did the free skein of Brava. I got the free skein just to try it out, and I made a monster for my cousin, and I really liked it, so I bought a sweater's worth. And that's what that is. And then last but not least that I worked on this week is my Hogwarts Express. And the needles are still too small. I haven't got any new ones yet, but it's coming along. And that is in the Wicked Witch colorway, Knit Picks Imagination. I'm getting close to the 5%. I probably, a little bit. I've got this, I gotta weigh it and hope that my scale is accurate, which it almost never is. We'll see. So what are you working on?
Let's see here. I have my socks in my Stitch by Just Good bag. This is the second sock out of the pair of the Regia Garden Effects in the spring color. And I finished the cuff and did an inch of leg, and now I'm working on the heel flap of that one.
Nice.
And I'm going to get...
now are they going to match exactly? Did you have them?
Probably, because they don't really stripe in any kind of order, really, I don't think. So, as far as matching, just going to be one random looking sock next to another one. So, and I should get 2 socks out of 1 ball of yarn, which is excellent.
Yeah.
They're just the right length, I think, for my taste.
Nice.
And then I'm also working on the Citrine Grand by Hilary Smith Counts, and I'm using Knit Picks Stroll Bear. And I'm on the 5th section. I finished the ruching, and I did an increase round, and I'm working on the stockinette section until my next increase round. And it's growing slowly but steadily. It's probably going to be one of these long-term projects with
where
10
by the
sections.
time it's done, everyone's going to be like, all together now, Citrine Grand, Bear Yarn.
Exactly. But enjoying this project a lot. Very mindless knitting too. When you're in just the plain ruching part or the plain stockinette part, it's just mindless knitting,
Nice.
which I like. And then for something non-mindless, I have the Stephen West ColorCraving Mystery Knit Along, and I tried to stop at a spot where I could show you this tangled kind of blob.
How many needles are going on there?
Okay, I have the first section done, which was this triangular portion with the big ladders going up the center. And then I had to put half the stitches on a spare needle so I could pick up with the 3rd color, the jade. And
I think that's my favorite color out of all 3.
I really like it. I don't know, I kind of like the lowland a lot too. So I used Madeline Tosh Marina Light in the charcoal, lowland, and jade colors. And right now I am just working on my Clue 2, the 2nd triangular section, and it just gets shorter and shorter with short rows. And then I don't know where it goes from there because I haven't really read Blue 3 yet. But I think you pick up color B, which is the lowland. Start
Is that
knitting
the
with
gray or the other green?
That's the other green.
Now he's knocking on the door. You gotta show it in the ball.
Okay.
That's the most recent color in the ball. Isn't that pretty? Madeline Tosh has such depth of color, and it's just gorgeous.
It is, and it's so soft and nice to work with. It's squishy. And then I picked up a hibernating project to work on this week because I need the needles for the upcoming accessories pile that we're having.
Right.
I'm going to be
Tuesday.
Tuesday, October 1st is when it starts, and I'm going to start with the Laurelwood hat out of Knit Picks Galileo, which is merino and bamboo blend.
That was the red you got?
Yes, and I'm very excited to try that yarn out. But this is some mitts that I'm making, some fingerless mitts, and this pattern is Owl Mittens by Spilly Jane. And I got this pattern from the Knit Picks website too, and this is Knit Picks palette. The brown is Grizzly Heather, and the beige color is Hare Heather. And for the fingerless mitts, you only knit one owl instead of two. On the mittens, it's two owls on top of each other, and I like just one single owl, and I'm just working on the top portion of the chart, and then just some ribbing, and then I'll do the thumb, and one will be done, and I can borrow these needles for the other project.
Put it back in hibernation.
Right. It's color
So that's
work.
very like woodland creature themed because you're making owls with bears and rabbit yarn.
Yeah.
Owls and bears and rabbits. Oh
There's a
my!
little close up of that. The owl. This is the back. And I made one little mistake on the back, but I'm sure you can't notice it.
No one will know but you.
And that's all I'm working on, except for spinning.
I have absolutely no spinning this week, so you
I
can go
am
ahead and talk.
still spinning the Frabjous Fibers Merino in the tea, toast, and cake colorway. And I am spinning it directly from the braid to get the largest stripe portions. And then I'm going to Navajo ply it. When I Navajo ply it, it should be a fingering weight. There's a hair on there. So I'm spinning it pretty thin. I don't know if I can really show you, but that's what that looks like. It's got purple and pink and orange. And I'm going to make a sock head out of that yarn when it's done.
Nice. Do you have any enabling this week?
I don't.
I don't have it with me, but I caught the Kirby Warby update last night, and after being carjacked twice, 2 times, I got one, so I got my third choice. Woo! I got a skein of the Michael Myers. It is really pretty. It's black and like blood red and gray, and those happen to be Buckeye colors, Ohio State. Woo! Ohio State! So I'm going to use that. It said it should be here on Tuesday. Or maybe Wednesday. Maybe the 1st or the 2nd. Whatever.
Okay.
One of those days. And so that will be probably immediately cast on for a sockhead hat because all that ribbing might take me a lifetime. So
And that would work
that's
for
going to go for our cowl.
accessory cowl.
Yes, our accessory cowl. So if you guys want to knit along with us, the whole month of October we're going to do an accessory cowl where any accessory counts. As long as it started on the 1st and finished by the 31st.
Mm-hmm.
It's all good. Socks, mittens,
The shawls
hats,
even.
shawl,
Mm-hmm.
if you want to be ambitious. As many entries as you want. Again, as long as they're in those time frames and they're an accessory, bring it on.
Yeah.
Can even be jewelry. Some people are knitting those really pretty bracelets.
Yeah.
Or I've seen some necklaces, headbands, whatever. It's all good. I also got the dandelion pillows pattern from Knit Picks. I didn't bring it down here, but I printed it off and I was so excited. It's probably not going to be knit anytime soon, and when it does get cast on, it'll be like a whenever I'm feeling like doing some color work. But it was perfect for me. I just got the tattoo. I'm not sure if everyone saw the episode, but I got a tattoo of a dandelion with the seeds blowing away and turning into dragonflies, and the pillow pattern, one pillow is the dandelion and some of the seeds are blowing away, and then the other pillow is the rest of the seeds blowing away. And I'm like, it's perfect!
It's perfect.
So that's going to be eventually.
Yeah, it takes a lot of yarn.
Yeah, it does. It was like a whole sweater's worth.
Back in front of 2 pillows.
Grown woman's sweater's worth. It was like 1,600 yards. Man.
And I was looking at yarn this morning I was going to think about making a hemlock ring blanket by Jared Flood. So I'm thinking about making a bright pink one.
Bright pink.
Yes. And the new Wool of the Andes superwash that Knit Picks
that'll
has.
be nice. I haven't tried the superwash, so if you get it,
I haven't either. So it's brand new.
Guessing it'll be just like the regular superwash, but it might have a little different
It's
texture.
cheaper than the Swish, so it'd be
Nice.
interesting to see the difference in quality or
Right.
the feel of it.
I have a sweater going upstairs that is out of Wool of the Andes in the sport weight. The green.
Oh, right, the Good Ale.
Yeah, my Good Ale.
Maybe you'll pick that back up again when I cast on.
Maybe. Again, it was a Good Ale, and I went to Ohio State. In a minute, buddy. I went to Ohio State, and the sweater is named for the street in Columbus, and I used to work like right off a Good Ale, so I had to knit it, but it's only like this much of a sweater so far. I should pick that back up. But that's the one I broke 3 sets of needle tips. 3. Till finally I bought some Novas at our LYS, and I'm like, if I break these, I'm just not meant to knit this sweater.
Right.
Because that was just crazy sauce. 3. It was like 2 sets of cubics and 1 set of Harmony. 3 whole sets. Gah!
While you were knitting it, or
While I was knitting it. 1 Xavier sat on and broke them, and then the other 2 was while I was knitting them.
Wow.
And that was after, like, scrapping the 2 together, like, oh, I just broke this one and this one, but I'll put these 2 together, and they broke 2, and...
You had no luck with that one.
No, so I had to go for some Novas.
Time for it to be in timeout for a while.
And it has been. I should pick it back up.
I have lots of projects that I should pick up. I just want to knit all the things.
I know, I'm very much like, I want to cast on all the things, I want all the finished objects right now!
Yes.
But then I was going through my UFOs this week, and I have a noodle on the needles. A noodle on the needles. He's got 1 ear, like he's got the head, nose, body, and 1 ear. But I knit him out of Amazing Yarn from Lion Brand?
I think so.
And it has such color changes that I already used the colors that were at the stop and start of the ear and the head, and it doesn't look right. Like when I sew it together, it looks like a rag.
A different color.
Yeah, it looks like a rag doll, and I'm like, ugh. So he's been in timeout, but I keep pulling him out, and I'm like, I'm sorry, buddy, I'll finish you soon.
Yeah, so you just need to use invisible thread or something.
Yeah, that's
to sew
what
that
somebody
on.
suggested, but I can't find any. I don't know where it is.
Well, regular sewing thread might work just as well.
I've got hot pink and neon green, so maybe something will work, because that's the colors he is. He's like hot pink, hot green, hot orange, blue, all the colors.
He's going to be really cute. You should finish him up.
I should. He's for Owen, my 2-year-old, and I started him to be done for his birthday in
that
July.
was a while ago.
So I really just need to stop casting on all the things and finish some of the things, because it's getting a little out of control. A little out of control.
Right. We'll make an exception for the cow.
Yeah. I have to. It's our own cow, right?
Yeah, we have to.
But I was very excited to be able to get some Kirby Warby yarns.
That'll be great.
Hopefully it's beautiful. It looks beautiful on the screen, and every person in the whole wide world seems to love it. Holy cow, she had 100 skeins of yarn that she put for the update, and literally every time it was like, add to cart, it was like, item is gone. Add to cart, item is gone. And I'm like, oh my gosh, I must hurry! After the second time, I'm like, maybe I just wasn't meant to get any yarn from this update. And then I saw the Michael Myers, and I'm like, or this one. So
And
she still
out.
had like 3 skeins left whenever I came downstairs to check, but all the striping stuff, whew, I really, 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 really wanted Grandpa's rainbow suspenders so bad. But By the time I hit complete on PayPal, it was no longer available. Cart wrappers.
Wasn't meant to be.
Guess not. So, that was a whole lot of yammering on about someone's update. But, speaking of updates, Stacy from the Mustache Girls is having her yarn update tomorrow, I believe, Monday. And I will send her my stitch markers probably Tuesday, maybe Wednesday. And then she'll put them up as soon as she gets the pictures taken and whatnot. So hopefully I'll have more stitch markers, my Halloween ones, up on her shop by the end of the week. Maybe. It all depends. But I'm really excited. The one set of stitch markers that I'm calling Voodoo Man, there's only one set of them because the beads that I have for it are actually made out of bone. They're like black and white and they're actually made out of bone. I don't know what kind of bone. I don't think it's human bone, but it's made out of bone and they're really neat. I'm really excited about them. So if you want some spooky Halloween that aren't, I mean, they're not like bam in your face Halloween, because that's just not how my stitch markers aren't. They aren't cutesy, but they are Halloween themed and they're very fun. So you should check them out.
Yeah, they're nice. They're nice and elegant too.
Oh, I have some for you.
Oh, I'm excited.
I didn't tell her yet. I think that's all it. We've yammered on quite a bit today.
So check out the blog if you want to see show notes at intertwinedstitches.wordpress.com.
Oh, and next week's episode will be early. We'll record Friday.
So it should be up by Saturday.
Should be
Or
up Friday
night.
evening. Yeah. The husband will have to do that before I go. Okay. But we'll record Friday for this coming week, and then the next week will be a little bit late because we're going on vacation. Although we'll be home on Sunday, maybe we can record that Sunday.
Okay.
Normal time.
Sure.
We'll see. You'll see us when you see us.
We'll see you in a few days.
Bye.
Bye. Happy knitting.